What are you watching?
Welcome to the show. Welcome to Argus Hamilton's Comedy Store tonight. So glad to have you with you. So glad to have our audience here with us tonight. Los Angeles, did everybody see the eclipse today? No. Nobody notices an eclipse in Los Angeles. Nobody notices anything less than a Maserati in this town. The banks in Santa Monica, did you hear the complaint today? The banks in Santa Monica are complaining today that ever since plastic straws were outlawed, that all the currency they have to handle is filled with cocaine residue. Yeah. Hey, look, either George Washington's wearing a powdered wig or he's not. And happy July 4th weekend coming up. Isn't that great? It's a holiday when Americans get to celebrate their two favorite pastimes, alcohol and gunpowder. You know, Harvard University just released a study that concerned a lot of people. The study actually found that July 4th celebrations tend to turn school children into conservatives. And school teachers are horrified to hear that it only takes a patriotic speech and some fireworks to undo 180 days of public school education. Meanwhile, did you hear the news where Nike pulled the Betsy Ross tennis shoes off the shelves today because Colin Kaepernick objected to the 1776 flag and its symbolism? I'll just say the American Revolution has come full circle. It has. I mean, let's face it, after 243 years, Trump is the closest we've ever come to being ruled by a mad English king again. See, where Congress did the right thing and voted to subsidize the health care for life for the heroes of the World Trade Center, and we're all happy for that. And it's time that politicians stop posturing over the tragedy, for crying out loud. Last week, the New York police chief said, "We will never forget 9/11. I'm thinking, well, I hope not. It's your phone number. Well, on a lighter note, the French customs in Marseille today seized $40 million worth of cocaine that was hidden inside of crates marked orange juice. Either way, it's a great way to start your day. Donald Trump became the first president to step into North Korea on Sunday. Someone told him you have to cross the border to get the really good fireworks. But President Trump certainly commanded the world attention when he and Kim Jong-un met in North Korea. But it just didn't seem the same without the stabilizing presence of Dennis Rodman. Now, the new press secretary, did you hear what happened when they crossed into North Korea? You heard? The new press secretary, Stephanie Grisham, got into a violent physical fight with Kim Jong-un's security detail. I mean, and eyewitnesses said they fought like cats and dogs, which only drew a mob of hungry people there. And afterwards, President Trump remarked today about the public sanitation crisis that many California cities are having now on their sidewalks. And, President Trump may be the first president to step into North Korea, but even he's not brave enough to walk through San Francisco. I'm afraid San Francisco has just given up on their sidewalk sanitation problem. They don't know what to do. So they're going with it. Today, Cartier's on Nob Hill just introduced a new fragrance called Chanel No. 2. And, beauty pageant time. Miss Hooters contestant in Tennessee, I swear to God, last week was arrested for public drunk and trashing her boyfriend's mobile home, thus winning the talent portion of the pageant. And the great magician David Blaine announced his next death-defying stunt. You hear what he's going to do? He's going to return from the Dominican Republic alive. Yeah. Meanwhile, the Rolling Stones are out now on what has to be their last world tour. How much longer can they go? I mean, right now, Keith Richards' guitar, is set to reverb, distortion, and defibrillation. Now, back to the politics. O.J. Simpson, did you hear? He announced he was watching the Democratic debate last week. I'm going to take a wild guess and say he probably isn't pro-life. Well, after watching the debates, I think the number one problem with the presidential election so far is that somebody could win. I mean, the debates got better with each passing hour. First, Bernie Sanders offered us free college. Elizabeth Warren offered free health care. Then Joe Biden offered eternal life. Had hopes for that one. But there's a new drinking game going on right now. Every time a Democrat offers you a free government program, you drink somebody else's beer. It's just a shame that Bernie wasn't elected 4 years ago. It would have saved Lori Loughlin $400,000 in bribes. But finally, folks, my favorite moment of the debate, I'll end on this, was the New Age evangelist guru, Mary Ann Williamson. She was throwing back to an old type when I was very young, the 60s hippie, saying everything could be settled with peace and love, And it sounds a little loopy, but I want you to know there is a place where everyone loves everyone, regardless of race, religion, or sexuality. That place is called Pornhub. We have a great show tonight, boy. We have Fraser Smith and Chris Frangiola. Wonderful crowd. We'll see you right back after this.